So, personal experiences that inspire dreams. Some people have a deep-seated spiritual commitment to their dream. You know, they realize that God has called them to do X on this earth. Sometimes a personal crisis can inspire a dream, which some people might still connect to the first point, right? And then sometimes it's familial encouragement. I tell you one thing about my wife, Dr. Griffinell, you know what I'm saying? She has encouraged me so much during this time in building this social enterprise around literacy. I'll talk about that a little later on so I can get through the slides, all right? And then there's a social impact. You know, people want to improve their community. They see a health concern and say, hey, how can I create a social enterprise around public health to solve problem X? And then sometimes people pursue dreams out of a social political consciousness. They know it's the right thing to do. Well, as we say in the States, you know, folks is woke. You know what I'm saying? And in many cases, one of the things that I found was that people have a deep desire to help people from similar backgrounds. I remember when I was doing a research study in the townships, there was this young man who said he wanted to be a social worker. I said, well, why do you want to be a social worker? You know, I was like, I ain't saying it's a bad career. I said, why do you want to be a social worker? He said, well, you know, the social workers who serve my grandmother don't do a good job. And I have ideas on how I can improve this system. I said, word? That's what's up. So that's just one example. I'm going to get through these slides because I'm going to make sure that I hit everything. All right. So here goes some essential questions. All right. Y'all got your pen, paper, marker. You know, I don't know what else. You know, you could type it on your phone, whatever you got. Pull that out right now because here goes some questions. Brother Unatina asked me for a questionnaire to give you all. You know what I'm saying? Now, with questionnaires, you also get a quiz at the end. So I'm going to check these. Now I'm joking. So here goes the first question. What's your dream? In many cases, people will articulate, you know, a big dream. I want to be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. You know, I want to be the governor or, well, y'all, I think y'all, what are y'all? I want to be the premier of X Providence, right? I want to be the president. I want to be the big, lofty goals, right? And one of the things I used to always do, I'm like, man, that is what's up, man. Even with the kids that I deal with in the libraries in the city of Pittsburgh, I say, what's your dream? I remember this one girl said, I want to be a billionaire, trillionaire. I said, well, if you become a billionaire, trillionaire, I just need $1 million. That's it. That's all I want. You know, just hook a brother up, right? But then you ask him a key question. And that question is, what are your superpowers? Yeah, I said it. You know, the brother before me said talents, right? But I'm going to say superpowers because, you know, if you just watch any superhero movie or picked up a comic, you know the superpower makes the superhero, right? Spider-Man, what? He shoot webs, right? Batman, I'm not sure what his superpower is other than him being rich, you know what I'm saying? Black Panther, he's intelligent. He's a warrior, right? What is your superpower? Yeah. What's your superpower? Because if your superpowers or your talents aren't connected to your dreams, then why are you dreaming them? Many people might say, hey, I got to get this. We say in Philly, I got to get this cake. So we ain't really figurative language. We ain't talking about cake, you know, although if it's your birthday, you need to get that cake. But we talking about money. But when you pose a question, you know, are you able to take that money with you when you die? Nah. I mean, I've been to pyramids and temples in Egypt where folks was like, nah, I'm going to bury all this with me. And then other folks was like, yeah, we just going to come and look at this because you couldn't take it with you to the next life. What personal experiences has inspired this dream? Now, this is important, you all, you know, because if you can't put your finger on 3, then why are you dreaming it? You know, yeah, I'll go because I could go on and tell you a long story about, you know, and I'm going to get to that at the end. What are your internal barriers that prevent you from pursuing your dream? When I was a second year student in college, man, I'm going to be honest with you, I couldn't write a lick, you know. My professor gave me an F on midterm. And you know, it's hard to bring up an F. You know, the highest you can get is a C when you got an F. If you get A's throughout the rest of the semester, the only thing you get is a C. So I went to the professor's office. I said, look, man, I can't get a C. I just can't get a C in your class. I was like, what do I need to do? Hey, do you know what this professor told me? College isn't for everybody. You should think about going to a trade school. I said, time out. I didn't come here for a handout. I came here to see how I could improve on my grade. So he said, so what do you think you could do? I said, I can draft my papers. Can I do that? He said, yeah. I said, how many drafts can I give you? He said, as many as you want. Do you know I gave this dude 7 drafts of every single paper for the rest of the semester? And I didn't allow my inability at that moment, my inability to write, prevent me from pursuing my dream. I was like, no, I'm going to overcome that barrier. But sometimes your barriers aren't barriers, they're mountains. So sometimes you got to tell that inner kid, hey, yo, we going to have to hike on up to, what's that mountain, Lionhead, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have to hike. Because at the end of the day, your dream is worth it. Now that means hiking might take you longer than everybody else. But if you're pursuing your dream, it's all right. I had to give up Saturdays, Fridays, sometimes even Sundays to be a better writer, to be a better reader. And then the question is, how do you create pathways beyond, over, and through your barrier? In some cases, folks will try to tell you, just like my professor did, that you can't do it. But you have to have the mindset that, guess what? I'm going to create a pathway over and beyond this barrier. Or like I just said, I'm going to put on my hiking boots. Or sandals, because sometimes you ain't got boots, right? What's the value that your dream is going to create? Now, in many cases, people think about, well, I'm not going to say many cases, but sometimes people only want to dream dreams so that they can become the next billionaire. You know, I don't know how many times people said, I'm going to create the new iPad, and that's beautiful. But what value is it going to create? If it doesn't create value in society, then why are you dreaming it? If you're only doing it just to get money, not to serve, not to be joyful inside, not to make the world better, then why are you dreaming it? Now, I believe that every dream should have a problem statement. Yeah, I said it, a problem statement. That's a lot right there, right? And each problem statement has the 4 W's and the 1 H, right? What is the problem your dream is going to solve, right? And I'm going to walk you through an example of how I came to answer these questions. Hope you're writing this down. Who does this problem impact? You need to know the people, because if you don't know who the people are, who your audience is, you might be solving a problem that no one needs solved. Only a few people need solved. Where does the problem occur? What's the place? And I'm going to answer this in my own experience. Why should the problem be solved? And more importantly, why should the problem be solved by you? How will you solve this problem? These are all important questions to ask. Because the top 4 are like the kind of the theoretical. But the last one, that H, is like, this is how I'm going to solve. This is the meat and potatoes. This is the action I'm going to engage in